Okay, so you know how everything around us is like changing faster than ever? Like seriously, every day there's some new tech. Makes you wonder how to keep up, right?
Yeah, tell me about it.
So that's what we're digging into today, this whole idea of how to not just survive, but thrive in this crazy, fast-paced world. And we've got this book, The Imagination Dilemma. It basically says in a world where tech can do almost anything, your imagination. That's your superpower.
It's true, though, when you think about it. We always think about technology as the main thing, but it's really about what we can do with it, right? Like what we can imagine.
Exactly. And that's important for, well, everyone. But the book starts with this idea of the hyper super empowered individual.
Catchy, right?
Right. So basically, it means everyday people like you and me can use technology to do incredible things. Like the book mentions even the FBI director is saying AI is making even hackers who aren't that good way more dangerous.
I thought that was a really interesting example. Like it shows how this isn't just about, technology making our lives easier. It's changing who has power,
Mm-hmm.
like leveling the playing field. And that's huge.
For sure. Anyone who can imagine what's possible has a real shot at, well, changing the world.
It's exciting. A little
Yeah.
scary, but mostly exciting.
Totally agree. And the book doesn't just talk about this stuff, it actually, like, lives it.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, the author used AI to create the soundtrack.
Whoa, for real.
Yeah, I know. How meta is that? And it gets even crazier. Imagine voice cloning that's so good you could have, like, Morgan Freeman narrate your life story. Or digital twins, but not just for celebrities, for anyone.
Okay, that's getting pretty wild.
Right. It's not all, futuristic stuff either. They
Mm.
talk about how 3D printing can make building a house way more accessible, or AI design tools that could turn anyone into a creator.
That's the thing, is it? What used to be like specialized knowledge is now available to everyone. That's a huge shift.
Absolutely. So that's individuals, but what happens to like companies and organizations when anyone can do this stuff?
Yeah, good question.
That's where this imagination dilemma idea comes in.
Hmm.
And to show what they mean, they talk about Kodak.
Kodak, like
The Kodak moment.
Kodak. Oh, right. Wow, that takes me back.
I know, right? But here's the thing. They actually invented the digital camera.
No way, they did.
Yeah, but, and this is the crazy part, they totally missed how much it would change everything.
How do you miss that?
Right. But they were so focused on, selling film, they didn't see that people wanted to capture and share their memories no matter what.
So they were so close, but
Missed the bigger picture.
totally.
It's kind of a cautionary tale, What happens when you don't adapt to new technology?
I mean, it makes sense, right? They got
Yeah.
so stuck in their ways thinking about film, they didn't even realize what they were really giving people. It wasn't about the film, it was the memories.
Yeah, it's like they created the Kodak moment, but didn't get what it really meant.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, what would Kodak look like today if they'd embraced digital? Maybe we all be talking about our Kodak moments on Instagram or something.
Right. It really makes you think, like, about our own work. What about what we do every day? What business are we really in? Are we like Kodak, about to miss something big?
It's a good question to ask for sure.
The good thing is, the book doesn't just point out the problem. It gives you tools to deal with this kind of change.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they have this idea of an imagination toolkit. It's basically 4 different ways to look at the future and how to deal with it.
Okay, I like it. Break it down for me.
Okay, so first, there's identity.
Like who we are.
Kind of. It's more about really understanding what you're here to do, like your core purpose. They use the Kodak example, right? They were so focused on how the cameras, the film, they forgot about the why. Why do people use cameras?
Yeah.
To keep those memories.
Makes sense. Okay, what's next?
Next, we've got convergence. I think this one's huge now because it feels like every industry is becoming like super tech driven.
Yeah, for sure. Everything's connected.
Exactly. And convergence is about recognizing that different technologies, even ones that seem totally unrelated, can combine in crazy ways and create something totally new.
Like, I don't know, give me an example.
Think about smartphones. Like no one woke up one day and thought, I need a smartphone in my life.
True.
It took like mobile phones, the internet, even GPS, all these separate things. And when they came together, boom, smartphone. The world changes.
Wow, when you put it like that. Okay, I'm getting how powerful this convergence thing can be. What about the next one?
All right, so the third one is humanity, which I'm guessing means making sure technology helps us, not the other way around.
Right. We've all seen those Black Mirror episodes, and that's not exactly the future we're aiming for.
Exactly. And it's easy to get caught up in the shiny new tech,
Mhm.
But we got to remember it's a tool, That's what this humanity thing is about. It's about making sure tech is designed and used in a way that, makes sense for people. Like using AI to create personalized education or healthcare, making them better for everyone.
Now that's what I'm talking about, using technology for good.
Right. And that's especially important with things like, AI, bias, making sure it's ethical. Okay, last one, dreams.
Dreams. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye. There is. There is. It's not just about, like, wishing for things. It's about remembering to look beyond what we think is possible right now.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Ah.
But how do you actually use dreams as what was it, a lens?
Right, a lens. It's like, what if we could use vertical farms and renewable energy to end world hunger? What if we could, like, cure cancer?
Okay, now those are some big dreams.
Right. They seem impossible now, but every invention we have today, someone probably thought it was impossible once.
True, true. But this dreams thing, it's not just about coming up with crazy ideas for the fun of it, right?
No, definitely not. The book talks about how important it is to have a culture of innovation, a place where people are encouraged to challenge what they think they know and just try new things, even if they seem impossible.
I like that. Because when you combine that with everything we were talking about before, how individuals can do so much more now, that's when things get really interesting.
Totally. It's like anyone with a laptop and a good idea could change an entire industry.
We're already seeing that happen, aren't we?
Exactly. I mean, think about how many billion-dollar companies started with just a couple of people and a really good idea.
It's kind of mind-blowing and a little bit intimidating, if you ask me.
Oh, for sure. But also really exciting. The possibilities are limitless.
Totally. So for our listeners who are like totally fired up right now, where should they start? How do they actually put all of this into practice?
That is the million-dollar question. Think back to those 4 lenses in the imagination toolkit we talked about: identity, convergence, humanity, and dreams. Which one really speaks to you?
Pick one. Yeah, that's good.
And then really think about it, like, in your own life or your work. How does seeing things through that lens change your perspective? What new possibilities do you see?
I love that. It's like a challenge.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, don't just, listen to this and forget about it. Let it spark something in you. Let it fuel your imagination. Who knows what amazing things you could achieve?